minute. I want to. We'll give Carlos a minute to get here. You're
Okay.
you're Zach, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still getting to everybody's names, so hold on one second. Okay. Still there?
Yeah.
All right, great. I just had a meeting with the unit production manager, talking about scheduling and some stuff like that. So it looks like the schedule is we should have something in place over the next couple of days in terms of exactly the number of or what we're going to be shooting when. And so I don't anticipate there's going to be a lot of structural changes to the script.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully Carlos will be able to join us, but at any rate, if he can't, then we're going to make the most of what we've the most of the time we've got. So I want to just like open it up, start off with give me your thoughts on what you were thinking as you read through the script.
Okay. I thought it was pretty cool. There was a couple of parts like toward the end of the scenes where they kind of transition really awkwardly. That was
Okay.
really the
And
biggest
so
thing.
can you give me an example? I've got a copy of the script in front of me. Do you have anything that you can think of off the top of your head?
Yeah, like when he was walking around the town and he noticed the people in the shops. It was just kind of like awkward, like um the scene right before it kind of ended, and then all of a sudden he's walking through the streets, and then he's
Okay.
looking in the town and he's noticing these things about the lottery, and then all of a
Right,
sudden
right.
that's off again and he goes to a different place. That
Okay,
was
and
kind of
so from a writer's perspective, what are you thinking might be a good way to fix that?
maybe we could like have that next scene that he was in. uh it was like the restaurant or the shop or something.
The saloon, you
Maybe
mean?
that next scene right after he's walking through the town,
Right. Oh,
we
you
could
mean
have.
then he goes into the newspaper office with his
Yeah,
sister?
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
we could have like we could show him going in the newspaper office, or maybe his sister could be like in the street or something and like lead him to the place.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
something
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's absolutely we can I mean, those are some minor tweaks that we can certainly do.
yeah,
And also when when the directors start thinking about the shot choices that they're going to make, that could in fact just be something that we pick up as a shot idea,
yeah.
instead of major script rewrite. But yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I kind of agree that it's a little bumpy trying to
Hmm.
get through a couple of those places. So that's a good note, and we can certainly work on that.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Um, Toward the end, when the part when they're sacrificing the baby
Yeah.
to the monster, and he sees the monster, and then it kind of like goes to the ending, the epilogue part where he's
Right.
in the
Right.
asylum. I thought maybe it could be something more like, because he's trying to run away, and maybe
Right.
like when he runs away, maybe he like bumps into the people and they notice him that way. I thought it was kind of weird how he was just he noticed it and then he tried to run away and they heard him.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you that scene, the at the end, I think there's a I think there's a problem in terms of making it clear that his encounter with the monster
Hmm.
gives him. Yeah, I mean, it causes him to go insane, right?
Yeah.
Plus, he ages like 50 years,
Hmm.
and so I would agree. And when I read through it the first time, I kind of thought the same thing that I don't think it's clear. So one of the things that we need to think about is how do we make that uh, more obvious to the audience
Yeah.
that that it's not just
Hmm.
he's running away, but his and I think um, at the heart of it is making sure that when we shoot it it's obvious that it's the connection. It's him looking in the eyes of this beast of
Mm.
whatever it ends up being from the
Yeah.
special effects people. That is what causes that. And, you know, maybe instead of him running away, he just sort of freezes, right?
Yeah.
Or there's something else that he can do that makes it more clear that he's now lost his mind and he's in the insane asylum for the rest of
Yeah.
his life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good note. I that's helpful.
Another thing, when he's in the asylum, uh, the two characters from the beginning are visiting him at the end.
Right.
So I thought it might be better if during the asylum part we follow the two characters walking in and seeing him there,
Oh,
because they
interesting. So
because
maybe
they
we'll see
were,
them in the hallway as they're coming
yeah,
in.
yeah, because they were barely in the script.
Right.
So you would remember them from the beginning. So then if we saw them at the end, then the audience would know that we're talking about them now
Right.
walking in, and the
Oh,
other guys,
interesting.
like it's about them visiting him.
Okay. All right. So that's interesting. Maybe a real short scene that we add, excuse me, before the interior of the asylum.
Hmm.
That are you thinking maybe a dialogue exchange between them?
Yeah, we could write something like that, or
Yeah.
maybe the camera could just follow them into there, whatever
Right.
one here.
Okay. All right. So I'm making some notes. Let me so maybe add a scene with the other two doctors, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys have the you and the other two writers done any discussions at all between since the class?
No, just at the
Okay.
end of the class we talked a little bit.
All right. So when you guys talked at the end of the class, what were your shared thoughts?
We were talking about how kind of how we would do the monster, like
Yeah.
if we would show them, if we would like kind of write in that we show the monster at first or after. And like they said, we kind of decided that we were gonna decide how the monster looked first,
Right.
and then kind of decide like if at the end if the monster would just kind of pop out,
Right.
or because when they're
Well, if you
sacrificing the
remember, there's that one scene in the bathroom of the
uh
hotel where
yeah
we see the shadow of the monster and the eyes in the corner.
uh-huh
And this is just my personal thoughts. I'm sort of the school of thought that we don't show much of the monster
hmm
to the audience. Let them build it
yeah
up in their head, and
yeah
then at the end, let me share a screen grab with you. This is one of the special effects uh, team members sent me this yesterday,
okay
and I think it's pretty much on the right track for where we want to go with the monster. And so I want to get your thoughts on it from.
okay.
Hold on, let me go ahead and share this.
Because another thing is that it's not really clear what the monster is until the end either, so it's even
Right.
more frightening when the monster pops
Yeah.
out.
Can you see that on the screen?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so they sent this, and it actually, I know in the script it's written with sort of like tentacles, more of a H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu
Uh-huh.
kind of a deal.
Yeah.
But when I got this, I thought, wow, that's pretty freaky, pretty freaking scary. That would send me running for sure.
Yeah.
And I also having, I this is definitely something that we can create
Yeah.
as a team. This is
Mhm.
doable, right? And it doesn't, in at least for me, it doesn't look cheesy. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty scary, pretty scary. And
There's
and I was actually thinking, whoever we cast to do the monster,
mhm.
we put them on, a short set of stilts, like a 1 foot stilts, so that
Yeah.
gives them that 7 foot height.
Oh
And then
yeah.
we put the whatever the costume ends up being, and I know in the last scene it calls for like this veil that gets pulled away, and that's when we
Yeah.
see the monster in the big reveal. But
Yeah.
I would be happy with a monster like that in terms
Yeah.
of if that's the way it ends up. What do you think?
Well, toward the end too, when the monster's coming for the main character, he kind of reaches out his arms,
Yeah.
and maybe on his hands there could be like teeth like that too, because
Oh
those
yeah, absolutely.
his
No,
mouth
no,
looks like
definitely.
a hand kind of.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that could certainly Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I want to. Did you have any other thoughts in terms of structure? Like,
Well, his sister, that part when he meets his sister, she
yeah.
kind of she kind of just disappears after that, and I know that she dies like the next scene, but maybe like he's going there to stay with his sister, so I don't really know why he's not with his sister in that next part.
So, so you're saying instead of him staying in the hotel, he should stay with his sister?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
interesting.
then,
All right,
and
let
then
me
when
make a
she
note.
dies, like he could hear it or something. Like it seemed kind of weird that he didn't know his sister died too.
That he didn't what?
That he didn't know that his sister died.
Right. Hold on one second. I'm making a note. Um, yeah, when I first read it, I was sort of I was going through the same, should there be a scene that he actually discovers his sister's body,
Yeah,
right? Is that something that you're thinking that might be
yeah, yeah. Like I was thinking like he's in the other room and the monster kills his sister, and then he could like either hear it or like wake up in the morning and see
oh,
it.
interesting. Yeah, so okay. But the monster doesn't kill his sister.
Yeah,
Do
but
you think the monster should kill it? You think it should be the monster?
uh, I don't think so. No, I think it's
Yeah,
just
no, I kind of like the idea that it's the townspeople that
yeah,
are,
yeah.
taking care of
It's
this
better that it's the
problem.
townspeople, but it could look like a
Right.
monster, and because he's been hearing like weird things around the town, and then
Oh, interesting. And so instead of hanging her, maybe it's a mutilation kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. So they make it look like a monster did it, and then he still thinks there's the monster around.
Right. Oh, okay, interesting. All right, so change the murder to make it look like monster. Um, I'm not sure about um having him stay with the sister, but I do like the idea that maybe he discovers the sister,
Yeah.
because there's a couple of scenes that are real short where he tries the door of the newspaper office and
Oh,
it's locked and he can't get in.
yeah.
Maybe instead he actually goes in and sees her.
Yeah, that might be better.
Yeah, that might be that might work. That might work. And so let's see, Von Ensign finds his sister's body. What I'm going to do is, after I meet with you, I'm meeting with the. Oh, hey, there we go. You there? Lost you, Carlos. You there?
He's gone now.
Yeah, he's gone now. Maybe I'm going to be meeting with the directors and the production designers, and so the notes that I'm making here, I'm going to talk to them about it. I I like the idea of him finding the body,
Hmm.
because I think that you know what, in terms of that kind of builds the, what if he finds the body, but in the scene previous to that, right now, hey Carlos, how are you? Can you hear me? Hello? Or is that Kanon? Hello?
Hello. Uh,
Hey,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear us, Carlos?
Okay. Sorry I'm late. Just I'm actually at work right now.
Not okay. All right, Zach, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still
All
hear
Yes.
right,
you.
cool. All right, so Carlos, real quick, what Zach and I have been talking about is a couple of story things, and he's made some suggestions. What I'm going to do is this chat is going to be posted, so you can come in and take a look at it later, right, and catch up on what we talked about beforehand. And then after you've looked at it, if you've got some additional thoughts or notes, just send us an email and I'll post them to the group. Sound good?
Okay then. Yeah.
All right. So if you've got to go, I don't want you to get into a jam at work, but take off, man.
All right. Just making sure. I just wanted to get onto Hangouts just to see if I can yeah, I'll do it later.
All right. Not a problem, man.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you tomorrow. All right. So Zach, what I'm going to do is I'll talk to the directors about these thoughts, and then if they like that direction, and I honestly I like the direction. I think those are some good notes, and I think we can definitely. I'm gonna push them to go in that direction because I think it makes it stronger. And what I had started to say before Carlos joined us is one of the things that maybe if we decide we're going to show him finding the body, maybe instead of us seeing the sheriff kill her, maybe we see him abduct her, but then we cut right after that, and then he finds the body. So the audience isn't sure, did the sheriff kill her or was it the monster? And then when we find the body that's mutilated, I think
I had another idea too, that maybe when he finds the body, he could like turn around for a second or something, and then it would disappear. And then at the end, when he sees the townspeople sacrificing the babies to the monster, that the sister's body could be there.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. All right, so let me put that down as a note as well. So
maybe that's what shocks him at first, and then that's what gets the monster to come out too.
It's a good note. All right, good. All right, any other structural thoughts in terms of story? And
the part when he notices the graves of those babies, and they all died at like the same time. Like there should be something that's more clear that they all kind of died at the same time, because I figure like
agree.
the dates people wouldn't really notice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that it's going to be. Yeah, we're going to have to figure. I want you to think about that over the next few days and see if there's something that you can come up with that's a little more clear. That or maybe think about the idea that maybe we can handle it somewhere else in the script. Maybe it doesn't have to be perfectly clear based upon the dates on the gravestones.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be something else that comes out at another part in the script.
Yeah, or like
I agree with you. I think that the end of that scene is fairly weak.
He could like read it to himself or something, or there is that other part that when he was talking to his sister, the sister said that the babies all died at the same time.
Right.
So
right.
He could like mention that or something.
Yeah, maybe it might be nothing more than just fix it with another line of dialogue in one of the other scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so, which brings me to dialogue. I think what we need to do is try to develop different dialogue pacing for each of the characters. You know what I mean by that? So that each of the characters has their own, rhythm to their language.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that front?
I think that's a good idea. Like when at the beginning when they're talking with their friends and they kind of all sound the same. So
right, absolutely. No, absolutely. And I think that one of the things that we can do to make it a stronger script is to find a way of making their voices different on the page.
Yeah. And like his sister was like, she could have like slight German accent or something. Like she had been living in America for a while, but she's his sister. So
right. No, absolutely. No, I agree. What I think we'll do for this week is, and have you heard from Kanon at all?
No.
Okay. Michaela, who was originally assigned as a writer, she's dropped the course. So it's just you, Carlos, and Kanon. And I haven't heard from Kanon. I sent them the invite for the meeting. So tomorrow I'll talk and find out if he's still in on the. Is it he? Is Kanon?
Yeah.
Is it he?
Yeah.
If he's still in the mix, and if that's the case, what I'll do is each of you guys will pick one of the characters and you'll focus on their dialogue, trying to create sort of a unique feel for each of the characters. And then I've got a friend who is an acting coach that does dialect, and
Oh,
so
okay.
we can talk to her about you know, making sure that the dialogue feels, you know, like it's a German accent or
Yeah.
British or whatever ends up being that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and so I think that's a good way to that. I think that'll be a good use of time this week, because structurally, I think we're pretty close in terms of structure, which is the
Yeah.
most important thing for me,
Hmm.
because we need to make sure we can start scheduling these days, right? And so as
Hmm.
long as the structure is not going to change, we can make tweaks to the dialogue and to some of the scene stuff
Hmm.
all the way up until, you know, we shoot that particular scene. So that's not I'm not too concerned about that.
Yeah.
So big stuff is we've got the story arc itself is falling into place. I like the idea of adding another scene
Hmm.
with the professors. I like the idea of him discovering the body. The only thing that my only concern is I want to make sure we don't start adding more work that we're not going to be able to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, I like the idea of him discovering the body. And I think if we shorten the scene where she gets murdered, that
Hmm.
might take care of the amount of time that we have to
Yeah.
shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'm the production manager and I have we've kind of got a basic schedule in place right now, the way the
Hmm.
script is written. So
Okay.
I definitely feel that we can knock all of these scenes out,
Hmm.
no problem. So I'm pretty confident that we can make those minor changes without really impacting, you know, how hard it's going to be.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. And so, I mean, are you excited about the script? Do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I
Yeah.
don't
It's really
know.
cool.
You know, I'm not sure what kind of. I'm not sure what you know what you're attracted to in movies. I don't know if you're a big horror fan or whatever, but hopefully this is, you know, hopefully you're enjoying working on the project.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, cool. All right. So before I wrap this with you, any thoughts? Any last thoughts on?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. Do you have Adobe Creative Cloud? Do you have a subscription?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Cool. It doesn't matter because I've done I've loaded the script into Adobe Story, which is
Okay.
free, and
Okay.
I think I should be able to share it with you. I'll send you a link, and when you click on
Okay.
it, you should be able to go in and you can edit the script.
Okay.
Okay. And so, what I would like for you to do, and obviously you don't have to do this for tomorrow, but
Uh-huh.
over the next few days, um, put together a rough draft of those two scenes that we
Okay.
talked about. Okay?
Okay.
Discovery of the body and the walking down the hallway to the asylum with
Yeah.
Von Ensign, I mean, with Mason and Bond, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
just, you know, put something together real loose. It doesn't have to be polished, just an idea of
Uh-huh.
how you're seeing it from the
Okay.
writer's perspective. And if sending you the link to story doesn't work, then you know just you can do it in a word processor. I'm not worried about format. We can worry about that later. Just
Uh-huh.
get your idea on paper,
Okay.
so that we can, you know, kind of start massaging it from there. Does that
Okay.
sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll do that.
All right, appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time on Sunday. I know, you know, it's Super Bowl Sunday and all that, but I appreciate you taking time. I'm really excited. I think this project's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be really great when we get it done.
Yeah, me too.
All right, man. Okay, so if you don't have any more questions for me, have a good Sunday,
No, I
dude.
don't know.
All right, man. I'll see you tomorrow. You going to be in class
Okay,
tomorrow?
thanks.
I'll
Yeah.
see you tomorrow, man. Cool.
Okay, bye.